Welcome to Rick's Corner. I'm Rick Drasin, your host as always, and today I think I'm going to talk a little bit about tanning. I had a friend over here who's a trainer and he's training for his people for a contest, and they go through this series of diet and exercise and preparing and swimsuits and then tanning, which is a big factor. Well, over the years, tanning has changed quite a bit. The lifestyle of bodybuilding for men and women back, I'm going way back to the 40s and 50s, who lived at the beach was, sun and fun. Work out, lay in the sun, eat healthy, be healthy, let the sunshine be your vitamin D, and let it tan you because it gave you highlights on your shoulders, on your head, on your chest. You didn't get tan solid all over the place. It didn't look like that. So under the lights, when you're tan, of course you look more muscular. But the natural sun worked really well. It was just a healthier look. Today's spray tan just looks so unhealthy, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So I remember, I think it was back in high school, I lived in a town where it was pretty hot in the summertime, and I'd lay in the sun, but I couldn't stay long because it was just too hot. They came out with a product called Man-Tan. It was carried by Broadway department stores or Bullocks in the cosmetic section, and you would put it on, and it would turn your skin a little yellow-brown, but it would turn your hands yellow. This was the first thing I remember about any kind of artificial tan. I tried it, I did not like it. I had stains all over me, I looked like I had jaundice. It just wasn't something, a kind of look I wanted, but I was willing to try it and had a funny odor to it as well. But along with that, what a lot of people would use, and I found out later that they would use baby oil and iodine. If you take iodine out of the bottle, you put it on a wound, it's reddish brown. It stains. You drop it on a rug, it'll stain your floors, everything it can. So iodine is basically a stain, but when you mix it with baby oil and you shake it up really good and you rub it in because the oil blends it, the iodine will stain your skin. It'll be nice and smooth because of the oil. That was the first kind of artificial tan that I do remember, and it did work. And it didn't rub off and didn't come off in your sheets. It just kind of wore off over time. But the real tan was the sun. This is the way to do it. And the best months, it's going to be kind of hard to believe, was February, March, and April, I believe, because the sun is strong, but it's not burning you. You can sit out and get like tan, but you won't get burnt. It really was the best. You get down to July and August where it's 100 and 105 degrees, there's no point even sitting in the sun. You burn, you sweat, you feel terrible. So over the years we had the Man-Tan, then we used the iodine with the baby oil, and then some people will sit in the sun down in Santa Monica and they use salad oil, because salad oil, what happens with the oil is it magnifies the sun rays on you and it burns you. Everybody knows this, it just burns. The salt water, the ocean, the sand is a reflector, burns you. You can use a reflector of tinfoil. I've seen people do that and put this under their face and then they get real tan from the tinfoil. But the beach sand does the same thing. The sand, tiny little granules of pebbles, and the sun hits it, bounces up, and it gives that all over tan. And that's why a lot of people would lay on the beach to get their color. And of course you get tan quick down there because the magnifying rays of the sand and the ocean and the salt water and the sea, it all kind of figures into this one big tanning bubble. So this is what people used before a contest. This is how they got their tans back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. There was no such thing as a spray tan. Well, time evolves, and then certain companies come out with, there was a thing you could spray on in the shower, and you get yourself tan with the spray, and it went all over the floor and all over your shower, and it was just, I don't know, it wasn't really a good idea to do it. And then they had something called Dioderm. And you take one of those foam paintbrushes you buy at the hardware store when you paint, with no brush streaks, and you stick that in there, and you brush yourself down with the Dioderm, and it would stain you. But you have to have somebody do it. You can't reach your back in certain parts of your body, so you have to have a second person put it on you, and then it gets everywhere. So I don't think that's the way to go either. And then time evolved more, and then you had certain companies coming out with spray tan in a can, and it worked okay, but it got to be a competitive thing. And one of my friends who had a company that had that, they knocked him out of the park at contests because they didn't want him to monopolize the sales, and they wanted to monopolize the sales. So then it went to tanning. Well, tanning beds we use. We use tanning beds, and we lay in there, and you'd get tan, from side to side, front and back, and it was okay. You could burn yourself in there quite a bit easily, but tanning beds were okay. But no one wanted to lay in the bed for a long period of time because it's 30 minutes and it's time consuming and it's uncomfortable, and you got to get dressed and undressed, come and go, and do all the things that go with it. So they put down spray tan booths where you could go in and have somebody totally spray you down like it's painting a car, just spray you down. And I think that's widely used today because it's so much easier to do, and you can have yourself sprayed for, I don't know, 20 bucks or whatever, and it lasts quite a while. But it will rub off on your sheets, it'll rub off on your clothes, and it looks ridiculous. I've seen people come into the firehouse after the beach contest and they're tan, and they're spray tan to the max where they almost look like a burnt waffle, and then around their eyes you got these white lines, and it just, nothing really matches. It just doesn't match. It just doesn't look real. And I think it's taken the whole concept away of bodybuilding lifestyle and make it something else that's not even part of what it used to be. It's just too mechanical and too fake. But today, with the fake boobs and the fake butts and the fake tan and the fake nose and the fake lips, you don't even know what's real anymore. You go out with somebody and you go home and they undress and it's like, are you the same person I saw 20 minutes ago? Because everything came off. So, I mean, that's my take on the tanning stuff. I mean, if you want to get tan, sit in the sun for a little bit. Yes, you can get skin cancer. Yes, I've gotten skin cancer. Yes, I've had it treated, and it came from the 70s, and it's not going to go away. It's not a healthy thing to have. Not everybody gets it, but I do have it, and there's little tiny dry marks on my scalp, on my arms, and I get them removed, and they spray them with a gun that freezes them, and they just dry up and fall away. But it can happen. You can get skin cancer from that and the tanning bed. So you really have to beware. And I hate when somebody comes up to me, you know, you got skin cancer. You should never have sat in the sun in the 1970s. Well, can we go back and retract that and take it away? I can't. I did what I did. I liked my lifestyle, and I did what I did. And that's the way it is. So take a look at the tanning stuff today. Take a look at the sprays that you can buy and stuff. There's some I've seen on Facebook, I think on the internet, that looks pretty decent. You can put it on, and it's not messy. It doesn't go everywhere, and it looks natural. Just don't go so dark that you don't look natural. Then, oh, there's one more thing I forgot. There's an injection you can take, and you can buy it on bodybuilding.com as well, and it's a little IU that you inject in your skin, and it makes you naturally tan everywhere. I'm talking about everywhere. It'll make you black. 2 side effects. Number 1, it makes you sick to your stomach for about 20 minutes. Number 2, it gives you an erection. So that's not so bad. But it does have those 2 effects to it, and it's melanoma tan, something, I can't remember the name of it, but it's an injectable, and that tan stays with you for a long time. It makes you dark like charcoal. There again, you don't have the highlights. You want the highlights, and that's what you get from the beach sun. Well, that's my take on tanning. I don't know what yours is, but if you want to write in and comment it, it's nice to hear what you people think and what you want to do. I know if you're really, really white and you can sit in the sun forever and they get tan, then you got to use an alternative. This is if you're going to compete. We all know that tanning makes you look more muscular. It just does. It brings out the shadows and the highlights, and it makes you look like you've been training a lot harder, and you get really ripped, and it makes you look better. So that doesn't mean you have to do it, but if you want to do it, those are your options. And I want to thank you guys for watching Rick's Corner. Always something new to discuss, and this came about today, and I thought, yeah, I'll talk about it a little bit. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned for more. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
Drasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.